Ever heard of a blanching operator?
No.
Well, you're not alone. It's not exactly a common topic, but trust me, it's way more interesting than it sounds. We're diving deep into a role that's all about science, technology, and maybe even a little bit of art. So get ready to have your preconceived notions, well, blanched.
Yeah, we're about to uncover a whole hidden world behind a process that most people probably don't even think twice about. How nuts, mostly almonds, are transformed from their raw form into the perfectly peeled snacks we all know and love.
And we did some serious digging into some RoleCatcher resources on this one, and let me tell you, this isn't just your average kitchen table almond peeling. This is next-level nut processing.
Absolutely. It's a really delicate balance of pressure and temperature. Precision is key here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, too much heat and you risk ruining the nut, damaging that delicate nut meat. And too little, well, you just won't get that perfect result every time.
So it's like a science then.
Exactly.
Okay, so walk us through what a typical day for a blanching operator actually looks like then. What's involved?
Okay, so picture this. You're in a busy food processing plant. The air is filled with the sounds of machines and the aroma of toasted almonds. And our blanching operator is right in the middle of it all, making sure that the almonds flow smoothly through the whole blanching process.
So it's not just about pushing buttons and pulling levers. There's a hands-on aspect to it.
Oh, absolutely. While they're responsible for operating the specialized equipment, it's not as simple as just pressing a button. They need a keen eye for detail because they're the ones inspecting the raw almonds, making sure all those leaves and impurities are removed before the blanching even starts. Imagine the kind of dexterity you'd need to be that precise with, what, potentially tons of almonds coming through every day.
Wow. Yeah. And I imagine things don't always go exactly to plan in that kind of fast-paced environment.
You're right. Blanching operators need to be able to think on their feet. Troubleshoot any technical problems that pop up. It's all about making sure that the entire blanching line runs smoothly, like a well-oiled machine. Or maybe a well-blanched machine in this case.
I like it. So it sounds like the role needs a pretty unique mix of technical skills, problem solving, and, like we were saying, a bit of an artistic touch. But where do you even start on a career path like this?
Well, that's where this junior blanching operator profile from RoleCatcher comes in. It's actually really interesting.
So this junior blanching operator profile, what's so interesting about it?
Well, it really highlights the fact that this isn't just a dead-end job. Like you start as a junior operator and you're already doing important stuff like quality checks on the almonds, even training new hires. There's room to grow and learn new things right from the get-go.
That's a good point. It's not like you're stuck doing the same thing day in and day out. So what happens as you gain more experience?
Well, naturally, the responsibilities get bigger, and honestly, so does the learning curve. Take the lead blanching operator role, for example. They're not just focused on the technical side of things anymore.
Right, there's more to it than that, isn't there?
Exactly. You're leading a team, you're working with other departments, you're analyzing data to optimize the whole blanching process. It becomes a much more strategic role.
Wow, it's like a management track then. That's pretty impressive for a job that doesn't necessarily require a college degree to get started. But come on, there have to be some downsides, right? What's the catch?
You're right. It's not all sunshine and roses. Or should I say, sunshine and roasted almonds.
Definitely roasted almonds.
Yeah. The RoleCatcher profiles are pretty upfront about the realities of the job. It can be physically demanding, you're on your feet a lot, the pace is fast. And let's be honest, there's always going to be a certain level of repetition in a manufacturing environment, which some people might find a bit tedious.
Right, not exactly the most glamorous job in the world, but I guess if you're someone who really enjoys mastering a skill, making sure every single almond is perfect, maybe those downsides wouldn't matter as much, right? It's all about finding the right fit for your personality and work style.
Absolutely. And on top of that, there's all the exciting new developments happening in the industry. Remember how we were talking about the importance of pressure and temperature? Well, technology is really changing the game.
Oh, that's right. We can't forget about that, can we? The robots are coming. So, are all the blanching operator jobs going to disappear?
Yeah.
Should our listeners start looking for a new career path?
Hold on, hold on. It's not as simple as robots taking over, even though that's what we see in movies. While automation can definitely make certain tasks more efficient, it's also creating new opportunities for skilled workers.
So it's not about humans versus robots then?
Exactly. It's more about humans and robots working together.
Okay, I like that.
Think of technology as something that complements human skills, not something that completely replaces them. Imagine a future where blanching operators are using advanced sensors and data tools to monitor the process even more closely, to predict problems before they happen, and to make sure the quality is the best it can possibly be.
That's pretty amazing when you think about it. So it sounds like a pretty exciting time to be a blanching operator. But how do you actually get your foot in the door?
Well, that's where RoleCatcher comes in again with their fantastic interview prep resources.
So it's not humans against robots taking over the world. It's humans and robots teaming up to make the best blanched almonds possible. That's kind of a relief, actually. But let's say someone is listening to us right now and thinking, hey, being a blanching operator actually sounds like a pretty sweet gig. What do they need to do to make that happen?
Well, the great thing is RoleCatcher doesn't just leave you hanging after they've got you all excited about a new career path. They have some seriously useful interview prep resources to help you actually land the job.
Okay, so what kind of questions should someone be ready for in a blanching operator interview?
Well, remember how we talked about needing that mix of technical knowledge and problem-solving skills? They're going to want to see that you can walk the walk in the interview, not just talk the talk. Like imagine you're sitting there and they ask you, how do you make sure all of the blanching equipment is properly maintained and working the way it should? They don't just want to know if you can turn the machines on and off. They want to see that you really understand how important those machines are and that you're going to be proactive about keeping them running smoothly.
It's all about showing them you're not just going to wait for things to break down, right? You're one step ahead, preventing problems before they even happen.
Exactly. And here's another question that could throw you off if you're not prepared. How would you go about troubleshooting issues that come up during the blanching process? Remember those critical thinking skills we talked about? This is where you show them off. They want to know you can handle the pressure, think on your feet, and keep those almonds moving along the line no matter what.
So you can't just memorize answers from a textbook. They want to know you can actually use your knowledge in the real world. And it sounds like RoleCatcher is the perfect place to go to practice those answers and build up your confidence.
Absolutely. And honestly, those were just two examples off the top of my head. RoleCatcher has a ton of potential interview questions specifically for blanching operator roles, so you'll be super prepared.
So there you have it, folks. If this deep dive has piqued your interest, make sure to check out those RoleCatcher resources and get ready to ace that interview.
Okay.
And hey, even if you're not planning a career change anytime soon, I bet you'll never look at a bag of almonds the same way again.
Right. Who knew there was so much going on behind the scenes, so much complexity and ingenuity to make something that seems so simple?
It just goes to show there's always something new to learn, and even the jobs we don't think about every day can be surprisingly intricate and rewarding. So next time you grab a handful of almonds, take a second to appreciate everything that went into getting them to you, especially the skilled blanching operators who played such a crucial role.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive will spark some ideas for your own career journey. The possibilities are endless, right?
That's right. Until next time, keep those brains engaged, and remember, there's a whole world of fascinating deep dives waiting for you right here on The Deep Dive.